when it comes to environmental impact, its success for us is how much waste have we been able to reduce in the community from making reusable sanitary pads. That is success for us. Success for us is how many girls have we saved from going into early marriage because they cannot afford buying monthly disposable pads.
According to the United Nations, over 800 million women between the ages of 15 and 49 are menstruating on any given day. Yet, a significant proportion of women have little or no access to feminine hygiene care during their menstrual cycle. On this week's episode, we speak to Catherine Nakayemba, the co-founder of Safe Girl Reusable Pads, based in Bingi district in Uganda. Hello, Catherine, and welcome to the Africa Written podcast. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us about your business that you started in Uganda that does recyclable menstrual kits. Please give us a background of who you are and what your company does.
Thank you for hosting me. My name is Catherine Nakayemba Faith. I'm a social entrepreneur from Uganda, a sister, a friend, an auntie, all that. What I do is I'm a social entrepreneur. I work with an organization called Geja Women Foundation that empowers rural marginalized women and girls to become financially, socially, and professionally independent, to be able to make informed decisions about themselves and about their bodies so that, they become the better versions of themselves. In Geja, we have a social business that is called the Safe Girl Initiative that basically envisions at lowering the cost of menstruation for all menstruating people, starting with Uganda and then later looking at Africa at large.
Could you talk about why you decided to start Safe Girl specifically?
My story with Safe Girl started back when I was in an orphanage home. So I lost my parents, both of them, at the age of 2, and I was left with my auntie who had 4 other children, and she was a single mother, so she couldn't take care of all of us, and I was taken to the orphanage. That is where I grew up from. That is where I attained my education, part of my education from. So while in the orphanage, at around the age of 13, I got my first periods. I was in class, and I was the head girl of the school by that time. So this morning, Monday morning, I asked the teacher if I could go for a short call, and he's like, yeah. So I stand up to go to the washrooms, and then the whole class behind me starts laughing. And so I turned back to check why the class was laughing at me, only to find that I stained my uniform with blood. And we had pink skirts, you can imagine. I was so embarrassed. I rushed. I left the class. I rushed to the school latrine. And I remember I got a rusty piece of paper in one of the corners of the latrine, and I used it to pad myself. I didn't go back to class. I went straight to the orphanage home. Very scared. I thought I was going to die because all this blood is coming out of me. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know what it means. And I didn't appear in class the next days until when my other fellow children came back and I tried to ask them what is happening to me. That is when they told me I'd now become a woman. That is all they told me. And then they showed me how to, manage, showed me how to put on a pad. And so when I left the orphanage home and I joined the Social Innovation Academy, where I learned about entrepreneurship, that is when and where I met my other 2 colleagues. Fortunately, our passions aligned. We both come from different backgrounds, but then we found that we were so passionate about, women empowerment, supporting communities, and that is where our idea of Safe Girl, starting Safe Girl, came from.
That is such a horrible way to find out about your period. Did you then make sure that you incorporate that information element for the young girls that you train? Do you give out information on what to expect when they get their period?
Yes. So, in addition to providing a reusable menstrual kit that comes with two reusable sanitary pads, comes with a cotton panty, a piece of soap, and a storage bag that one can use in case a student is at school or a mother is at work. We also provide education. So, we do constant menstrual awareness campaigns in both schools and communities where we talk about topics like this, where we provide accurate information about menstruation, menstrual hygiene, and reproductive health. And then we give a chance to the students or people in the community to ask any questions they might have in regards to those topics.
Please talk about your team and how many people you employ.
So currently we are a team of 28 employees. At the start, in the beginning, it was just the three of us. And yeah, the team has kept on growing with 8 tailors working in the safeguard department, in the production department alone. So the team is growing, and part of our team are people with disability, hearing impairment, but we still engage them,
Yeah.
work with them, and they also get connect us to the community of the disabled people, and we are also able to help them regardless of their disability.
Okay. Why did you decide to also employ people that are living with disabilities? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's everywhere that people that are living with this disability are being discriminated. uh, it doesn't really matter which kind of disability the person is, but you'll find in a workplace, it's, 1 out of 10 people with disability that are being employed. And for us as an organization, as Safeguard, we believe that, yeah, disability is not inability. These people have skills, these people have gone to schools, they know how to do things. They only need to be given a chance. And we also envision to be an inclusive community. So with all that, we decided, why not? Let's employ them. Let's explore their skills. And I can tell you that they are very talented. But as an organization, we also had to, put in effort and learn sign language so that we are able to communicate with them, to benefit from them, so that they also we understand each other. It makes work very easy.
So for a person like me who's never seen a reusable sanitary towel, could you explain the material you use and the process in making one?
For a person who has never seen a reusable pad, the process of making one, we do have trainings, first of all. We do train communities to make their own reusable sanitary pads. So we train communities to make pads using their own hands. So we would choose, for example, community A. We go there with our own materials. We do a theory part, show them how it's done, and then later we do the practical part. And everyone that attends the session is able to live with a completely made reusable sanitary pad, made with their own hands and with the materials provided by us. So you're able to learn actually what goes into what you use, and then the skill, it's a skill that is going to stay with you for a lifetime. No one is going to take away from you. So yeah, um, we are always invited by different communities to train them, schools, and um, we do use sustainable materials. Everything that we use in the production of our reusable sanitary pads is sustainable and mostly biodegradable. So we use microfiber. We use a material that is waterproof, or it's called wool, that prevents blood from leakage. We use the first material is very soft. It's called the fleece, and then we use buttons for tightening the pad on the knicker. Um, yeah, I think basically we have four main materials. The first one, which is very smooth and soft, that is the fleece. The second one, which we put in the middle, that is the microfiber that helps to absorb the blood. And then we have the last one that goes down to prevent the leakage, which is a waterproof material, and then the buttons for tightening the pad. Yeah.
Could you talk about maybe your journey, your entrepreneurial journey from when you started to now? Maybe some of the lessons learned since you started and how it's going so far.
My entrepreneurship journey. It's been a bumpy ride, full of learnings, and
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for
Mm,
the journey for sure. I don't wish to be anywhere else.
mm,
So as an entrepreneur, it's hard, you know, to be an entrepreneur because you're starting up something new in most cases, and you need to sell it to the people you're making it
mm,
for, and you need to convince them that it works. And for you to be able to do that, you need to have a passion for what you do. You need to love it. So, if for me, it's because I wanted to do something, I wanted to help, to
mm,
empower these girls, to support them. And
mm,
the journey has been a little bit, easier for me. Also having a team of other people that we share the same goals, same passion. It makes everything easier. And then understanding, the markets that you're into, what you're getting into. You
mm,
understand the things, you're going to do. So for me, I would say the journey. There have been a few, you know, ups and downs,
mm,
but I've also gotten to meet very many beautiful people, amazing people. I have been connected to mentors, coaches that has supported me
mm,
not only in my personal growth, so to develop the project, the product, and all that. So yeah, I would say I'm happy for the journey. Yeah, that's what I would say.
okay. Okay. We know that young people face a lot of challenges when they're starting startups in Africa. They face challenges such as lack of resources, lack of finance, lack of mentorship, and sometimes not even having reliable electricity. What have been some of your challenges at Safe Girl?
Some of our challenges that we face with Safeguard, of course, finance is part of it. Being a startup, you're always looking for funds to uh, expand, to come up with new products, to improve the product you already have so that you're able to compete on the market. So
Mm,
finance has also been a challenge. But then the other challenge is because we are doing a sustainable product, the
mm,
materials are a bit costly. So we've found challenges with, finding the at least affordable, sustainable materials that we can use in production.
yeah.
We are still looking. Of course, our product has improved from where we started to where we are now, but we
Mm,
still want to make the product as affordable as possible because that is our vision, to make
mm,
menstruation affordable to everyone.
mm,
The other challenge has also been in changing people's mindset. This is a new product, being a reusable product. People are used to disposable ones, use once and dispose it off somewhere. But then this is something that is new. It requires a lot of awareness, sensitizing communities on, the benefits of saving the environment. And so
mm,
it's it's been a challenge to change. Some of the communities have their own beliefs. It's cultural
mm,
beliefs, and you need, invest so much into, awareness, and yeah, we've also had challenges there, but
Yeah.
continuously do awareness campaigns so that we are able to at least change mindsets and show people the advantages of using, a sustainable product than the
Mm,
other. Um, yeah, the other challenge has been, managing the team
mm,
also. I've had challenges with that. We're a growing team, like I explained in the beginning, and also
mm,
being ladies, ones, moreover, there are
mm,
offices and there are people, you employ people that are older than you, and
mm.
sometimes it becomes challenging to lead them, and yeah,
Yeah.
but we try to find.
You mentioned expensive material. So how do you then try to, still make profit, but also still providing um, quality sanitary towels?
So one of the ways that we are able to subsidize our products is we
Mm,
do collaborate with other organizations. So we do
mm,
partnerships with organizations that are into education, that are into sustainable
mm,
cities, environmental, and all that. So the more partnerships and collaborations we create, the more our product programs and product becomes less expensive to the people that
mm,
we are targeting.
mm,
The other thing that we do, we try to source for, more suppliers
mm,
uh, that are more that have more friendly prices. And then we also try to buy in bulk, because when you buy in small quantities, then it becomes
mm.
even expensive. So we
Yeah.
always, at least before the end of the year, we stock material in bulk, so that it becomes less expensive when it comes to the production part of it.
Okay. I read that some of the challenges that, one of the challenges that communities that use reusable sanitary towels has is access to water. Has there been any feedback about access to water being a challenge from the communities that you serve?
Honestly, we have not had those challenges with access to
Mm,
water.
okay.
We In the communities that we have been in all the refugee settlements in Uganda, and at least you will find that they have a well where they pick water from.
Mm,
So for us, I don't think we've had those challenges before. The only challenge that we had at the beginning was when we were still providing only two pads and nothing else.
mm.
We found out that we were providing pads to people, to girls that do not own panties,
Oh.
or a girl has only one panty, and
Mm,
then you're providing this person with two pads that they're supposed to
okay.
use with their panty. And so that
Mm,
is when we integrated in the panties in our kit.
okay.
But with water, at least in a community, you find a well.
What challenges do women in your area where you grew up, where you started this business, are facing or were facing when you started the business that you felt that you needed to start this business so that it can address these challenges?
The challenges, or some of the challenges that the women where we started from were facing, that their girls were being, parents were sending their girls for early marriage,
Mm,
because this girl has now gone into her periods and she will need monthly pads, and that is
mm,
money. That is money that the
mm,
family doesn't have. So they always opted for early marriage, so that they get rid of you and then they also get money from you. And so that was one and the main challenge that we experienced where we started from. Currently,
yeah.
where we are, the challenge that we are facing is, mindset shift.
Mm,
People are used, communities and homes, girls are being told to use certain things that are not healthy for their bodies. So
mm,
for you to go ahead and change that person's mind that this that you're using, it's unsafe, and this is what you're supposed to use, is still a challenge, which requires constant awareness that we do. And
There's a linkage between menstrual health, hygiene, and environmental issues like climate change and sustainability. And we also know that these disposable menstrual products, like your conventional sanitary pads and tampons, if they are not disposed correctly, they can end up harming the environment. Like they can end up in the wrong places, like the beach and places like that. Since then, your product that is recyclable addresses these challenges. Have you then collaborated with any environmental organizations, NGOs, or companies, to amplify the impact of your products on climate change? I know that's a long
yeah,
question.
yeah. So we have it's all right. We have and are still collaborating with other organizations, NGOs, and companies that do mainly sustainability and environmental friendly uh, kind of things. And one of them is a company that is called Reform Africa that recycles plastic bags into other things like handbags, blah, blah, blah. We have collaborated with some organizations, and mainly we are doing awareness campaigns in the different communities all around the country. We found out that the challenge about sustainability or environmental conservation is that people do not know the effects of the things that they are using, they're throwing into the environment. And so, because they are ignorant about it, so they will do nothing. So, we do, while collaborating with these organizations, we do awareness. We have worked with some NGOs and companies, and one of the companies that we work with is Reform Africa, that transforms plastic waste into beautiful accessories like bags, flower pots, and all that. And how we work with them is that we collaborate. So we mainly collaborate through uh, conducting awareness campaigns in different schools and communities all around the country. It also helps us, raise awareness on the issue of environmentally friendly practices, because we realize that one of the reasons why people do not care about environmental issues is because they don't know. They don't know whatever they're throwing into the environment, what it does to it. So we believe that through doing awareness and informing communities about the dangers of maybe plastic waste and all that, they're able to make informed decisions before they even go ahead and use some of the things that they use that are not environmentally friendly. But also collaborating with organizations and companies that do sustainability and environmental conservation has also helped us increase our uh, distribution of our reusable sanitary pads, and it has also helped us dive deeper into community engagement. So yeah, collaboration has been one of the main uh, issues that has helped us put out us out there.
How does your company ensure that the entire life cycle of the production, from product of the products that you make, from production to disposing the product, remains environmentally friendly?
One, by sourcing purely sustainable materials that we use in production. So there are so many materials out there that can make reusable sanitary pads, but not all of them are sustainable. So we ensure that we source purely sustainable materials, biodegradable, so that they easily degrade when, disposed somewhere. But we also encourage and sensitize about waste management
Okay.
and recycling, that in
Mm.
case you've used your pad for a full year, how can you recycle it so that the waste doesn't end up being put in the environment where we do not want it to be? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
For how long can one use this reusable pad?
Our reusable sanitary pad menstrual kit lasts for a full year. If handled very well, for 16 months.
Okay.
Yes.
So this week, the climate change conference COP29 is starting in Azerbaijan. What role do you think small organizations like yours should be playing in a bigger conversation about climate change?
I think startups like us, like Safeguard, the role that we can play is advocacy, just
Yeah.
putting the message out there in the communities and letting people know that, these issues are existing. Environmental conservation is, needed, and because you're doing ABC, this is how it's affecting the community. So for us, I think our main part is advocacy into the communities that we come from, and then later, maybe using our social and online platforms to also spread the news. And I think also collaborating in, these small, starting from local, on our local ground, collaborating in these meetings and airing our voices out there so that they know that we also exist and we are doing something about, environmental conservation or sustainability.
What advice do you have for young people, maybe young Ugandans or young Africans, especially women who are looking to start a startup focusing on sustainability?
The advice that I have for a young entrepreneur out there that is thinking of starting something, whatever it might be, something that is to do with environmental conservation or anything.
Yeah.
One of the things is research. You need to do thorough research to make sure that you understand the challenge that you want to solve in your community, or do research to make sure that you fully understand what you want to enter into. Do you know the market trends? Do you know what other people are doing to solve the same challenge that you want to solve? Who are your competitors? How are they, tackling the challenge and all that? Um, and also to ensure that you have the passion for what you want to start as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is, is not an easy journey, but if you
Yeah.
love what you do, it makes it easy for you. It fuels you to wake up the next day, even when, business fails, no incomes are coming in. It will always push you to do that because you love it. So doing research before anything else, market trends, customer, competitors, and all that, and also making sure that you love whatever that you want to start. I think for me, those are the two main important things that an aspiring entrepreneur should keep in mind.
What does success look like for Safe Girl in the next 5 to 10 years, in terms of both business and impact to environmental impact, I mean?
So for us, success is, of course, increased sales, being able to reach more people, expand the market, reach more areas. Uh, when it comes to environmental impact, it's success for us is how much waste have we been able to reduce in the community from making reusable sanitary pads. That is success for us. Success for us is how many girls have we saved from going into early marriage because they cannot afford buying monthly disposable pads. So, um, and then success for us is knowing that the community out there now knows that menstruation, menstrual hygiene is still an issue that people do not want to talk about, but it's normal. So making sure that the community is fully sensitized and aware of the issues of menstrual health and reproductive system, and they make informed decisions about their bodies, especially when it comes to the girl child and women. So in simple terms, for us as Safe Girl, that is how we determine our success in the next 5 years.
Okay. Okay. Where can people buy your sanitary towels? Are they available for a person like me who's in the southern part of Africa, or are they just available in Uganda? If they're only available in Uganda, what is your plan to expand to other parts of the continent?
Currently, we are only available in Uganda. In Uganda, you find our products in supermarkets, in rural shops, and also we deliver countrywide. For people outside Uganda, we can deliver, we make a plan. As long as you are in East Africa and Africa, you always, especially if you're buying in bulk,
Okay.
we've gotten people to invite us in their countries to train their communities. We do all that. We travel and go train people wherever. And also we can transport the pads to your destination. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we've come to the end of our conversation. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for hosting me.
Thank you. Every month, young girls around the world are forced to miss school days due to menstruation. We say thanks to women like Catherine and her organization Safe Girl for working tirelessly to provide sustainable, healthy solutions. We celebrate their work on fighting the stigma surrounding menstruation and also promoting sexual and reproductive health rights while combating climate change. You can follow their amazing work on gaja.org. You have been listening to the Africa Within podcast, where we talk everything health, peace, and climate change related. Thanks for listening.